So I'll throw out a couple of thoughts on this. Number one is it depends on what you mean by dinosaur. So if you're talking about, the great iguanas of Indonesia that they think lasted all the way back to the time of the dinosaurs, then the answer would be yes, because they still exist to this day and they seem to be descendants of, not very much changed in terms of their biology from all the way back to the time of the dinosaurs. But if you're talking about, Tyrannosaurus rex and Triceratops and the whole Archaeopteryx and that whole kind of cast of characters, then no. To a large extent, the evidence would point that the dinosaurs had died out around 70 million BC. Humans came onto the scene something like 40,000 years ago. And so, there's just a huge gap. There's millions of years of gap that's in there. And we did not coexist with the dinosaurs. Scientific evidence would point that way. The Bible is really silent on the idea of dinosaurs. There's not a lot of discussion that would be in there. Some people will see behemoth in the end of Job as an indicator that there was a dinosaur that interacted with human beings. Maybe would be my answer to that. I think behemoth is ambiguous. And it's possible that that was a leftover dinosaur that was here. I don't think we know for sure one way or the other, or if it's talking about some other large land mammal, or if it's talking in theoretical terms, because it's a poetic book, and you have to take poetic books as poetry. So there's all of those. Now, with that, I would say there is a group of Christians who would be young Earth Christians that would say that they can find evidences of human beings and dinosaurs coexisting at the same time. Their presupposition is that the Earth is 6,000 to 10,000 years old, and that if there were dinosaurs, they would have to exist with human beings because everything was made in 7 days 10,000 years ago. I think the scientific evidence for that is very weak, and the scientific evidence for the Earth being a young Earth is also very weak. But I would say we respect that viewpoint here at Christ Community Church, and that there's people who would be in that camp. My personal camp, though, is an old Earth camp that would say dinosaurs died out 70 million years ago.